Hello everybody! Today we will be going over how to incorporate textured blocks to increase the structural security of your build. This will make it look better. Now this is very important that this will not work with builds the size of Green's mansion, okay? Those builds are so big that when you're building them you're making your own texture out of a combination of blocks. This is for the actual texture of the blocks. Now, it's very important to understand the structural significance of each block. As you see here, we have polished granite, which is more structurally sound looking than bricks, which is more structurally sound than regular granite. Okay, so you have to use these blocks in combination. So your most structural parts of your build should be made of granite. Now it's the most structural block because it's got this outline, makes it look really strong. This is bricks. This looks all crumbly, not as strong. You can go up the list. Here we have polished andesite, stone, bricks, cobblestone, etc. All that. Now, there's also one other kind, and these are kind of pillar blocks. This is if you're framing a house. You want to make your frame out of pillars. There's also quartz pillars. Then you kind of want to make your backdrop something generic, and then this will be your details. Over here, this will be your structural support. This will be your walls, and this will be your details. Let me show you what I mean. Let's start with the taller column. As you can see here, the frame of the building is made out of polished andesite. The walls are made out of stone bricks, and this is made out of cobblestone. Now, it's very important you do it like this. As you'll see in a minute, if you change the order of these blocks, it starts to look really weird. Now, what you want to avoid, unless you're working in gray, or white and black, which are just types of gray, you want to avoid chroma keying. As you see here, we have two different colors. We have granite color and sandstone. It works together. As you'll see in a minute, just granite doesn't work. Here we have white and gray. It looks a lot better than white on white, and certainly looks a lot better than yellow on yellow. So here we have yellow and gray instead. To show you what happens, this doesn't look very good. Not great. Here, let me set it today. And then here is red and gray. Here's red and blue. It doesn't look very good either, and that's just due to color combinations. So here we have our color combinations. We have gray, white, and black, and gray, white, and black can go with anything. Other than that, you're going to want to do orange and blue, dull red and dull yellow, and then the warped stems. That's what works. Brown also works with almost anything. Now, here is white with yellow, black and red. This is to show that anything goes well with gray, black, or white. Now, even with these, when you're working with wood, it's a little bit different. You want to create the frame out of the pillar blocks, not necessarily all of the structural elements. Now, when you're working with wood, you can see you can also make your details two different types of planks. One does not look more structurally secure than the other, but it's a framed house, so it doesn't have to be. It also might help to put in some cobblestone. Cobblestone, any stone block looks more secure than any wood block, because one's wood, one's stone. But you don't want to overdo it. As you can see here, we have an extremely structural block, one of the most structural ones in the game, stone brick walls on an entire building out of wood, and it doesn't look good. It stands out too much. Now, if you're doing big builds, you can also put in pillars. I just thought this was cool and I wanted to show it off. We have a water column that you can use, and a bubble column that's a little bit bigger because everything has to be a source block. You can use these for structural support. It's important if you have a big room to put structural support elements in there, because otherwise, well, it can look weird. Now, you can pull it off without doing that, but I think it's fun to make your elevators blend into the build. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you is the structural security of details. Now, oftentimes, like if you see my orange SMP videos, I have that giant tower. It actually uses some of the details as structural support. Now, if you're going to want to do that one, you're going to want to be working in stone. You can't do that well in wood. but you're going to want to know which ones provide more structural support. So this one appears the most, okay? You got archways. That's the strongest one. You can use them to kind of do stuff like this. If they're more spread apart, you can put stairs like that and do something like that. You can do stuff like that, but the most structural secure one is stairs against the wall. Next is stairs outward against the wall. It's the same design, except for instead of putting them lateral, you're putting them outwards and in. And it's a lot good for texturing. You can often put ones that are kind of the opposite next to it to make it look nice. I don't really like this. I find it looks a little bit jonky. So I wouldn't recommend doing this for more than 2 sets, so 4 blocks. And then the final one this is almost no structural stability. It is the combination of stairs, slabs, and walls. If you can see, we use it over here. You got your stairs, and then you got your slab combination. This isn't providing any structural support at all. It's simply there for decoration, and you can tell that it makes a build look a lot more fancy because they have parts on there that are simply for decoration and not for any structural support. And that was a mouthful. I think that's about it.
Release the Kraken!